Welcome to the first edition of Watch a Game with JC Blue Note. I am your host, Jim Crinity, and let's settle in. The NHL is officially back. Um, Tonight's game will actually be the Los Angeles Kings opening their season at the Buffalo Sabres, who were 0-2 and lost both games to the New Jersey Devils in Czechia late last week. And we're just waiting for the event to start. I was actually hoping that they would have been able to start with this a few minutes early. Um, so this way we would be able to kind of see the introductions. The Sabres coming off of last season with a 39-37-6 record, missed the playoffs. The Los Angeles Kings were 44-27-11, made the playoffs. Returning scorers for this year, Adrian Kempe for the LA Kings had 75 points, Rasmus Dahlin 59 for Buffalo last year. Goals, Tage Thompson for the Sabres had 29, and Trevor Moore for the Kings had 31. And in the assist department, Rasmus Dahlin had 39. Kempe had 47 himself. The power plays last year, the Kings were 22.6 on the power play, which was 12th best. The Sabres were 29th, which was third worst at 16.6%. The penalty kill, if the Kings go a man down, they were the second best in the league last year at 84.6%. The Sabres were 13th at 79.8. The Sabres scored 16 goals. Averaged 3.1 goals a year ago. And the Sabres were 2.98. The Kings were 16th. The Sabres were 23rd. When it comes to the goals allowed, the Kings were 2.56 allowed, which was third best, and the Sabres were 11th best at 2.96. Goaltending for tonight, returning for the Kings was Darcy Kemper, who a year ago was 13-14-3 with a 331 goals allowed average, an 89 even save percentage, and one shutout. His backup was David Rittich, who was 13-6-3 with a 2.15 goals allowed, a 921 save percentage, and three shutouts. For the Sabres, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who a lot of Sabre fans, myself included, refer to as UPL, was 27-22-4 with a 2.57 goals allowed, a 91 save percentage, and five shutouts. And his backup was rookie Devin Levi, who was 10-8-2, despite having a very, very slow start to the season, a 3.10 goals allowed average, an 899 save percentage, and no shutouts. The Kings will be coached by Jim Hiller. Buffalo will be running out as their head coach, Lindy Ruff, returning to the franchise for the first time in a number of years. The scratches for tonight will be Jacob Bryson, J.J. Peterka, and Dennis Gilbert for the Sabres, and Andreas Eklund, Caleb Jones, and Akil Thomas for the Kings. And with that, we're just waiting on the telecast to start. We're looking at projected starting line of the Kings of Alex Lafreniere, Anze Kopitar, and Adrian Kempe on the first line. Tanner Jeannot, Philip Danino, and Trevor Moore will be on the second line. Kevin Fiala, Quentin Byfield, the recently re-signed Quentin Byfield, and Warren Foegele on that third line. Andre Lee, Alex Turcotte, and Trevor Lewis will make up the fourth line. For the Sabres, the top line will be Yuri Kulich, Tage Thompson, and Alex Tuch. Second line will be Zach Benson, Dylan Cousins, and Jack Quinn. Third line will be the recently acquired Jason Zucker, Ryan McLeod, and Jordan Greenway, back for his second season. And the fourth line will be Beck Malstein, Peyton Krebs, and Sam Lafferty. On defense, the Kings will run a top line of Mikey Anderson and Jordan Spence, a second line of Vladislav Gavrikov and Kyle Burrows, and a third line of Joel Edmondson and Brant Clark. For the Sabres, their top line will be recently named Captain Rasmus Dahlin and Henry Jokiharju. Second line will be Bowen Byram, who is slated to take the next step, and him being paired with Owen Power as a Sabres fan is, I don't want to say making me salivate, but there is a lot of promise on that second line. And then the third line on defense will be Matthias Samuelsson and Connor Clifton. So the for according to the game notes with NHL.com, Andre Lee for the Kings will be making his NHL debut. Something else just popped up here. Zach Benson for the Sabres will be a game time decision, but Lindy Ruff anticipates he should be able to go. JJ Peterka practiced Wednesday and participated in a morning skate on Thursday, but will not play and should be available for their next game. And this is going to be very interesting to kind of see where these teams kind of start off. This, again, will be the season opener for the Kings. And the Sabres looking to kind of get themselves righted here for a season that's got a lot of promise with a lot of this core coming back. The big piece that was missing from the Sabres was Kyle Okposo, the captain, traded at the deadline, who then in turn won a Stanley Cup with the Florida Panthers and then retired just last week after a long and very successful 16-year career. So settle in. Let's actually have some fun tonight. And if you see me looking over to the side at any point, I have a Twitch stream running in the other room because I won't be able to run it on this one. And the audio that you will be hearing in the background, I do have the Sabres feed on MSG Plus loaded up, which will be Dan Dunleavy and Rob Ray. The Sabres at KeyBank Center will have a brand new multi-million-dollar scoreboard. Apparently a new goal song, whereas for the last few years they've been operating without one, where the players pick their own. I guess I'm not sure if they've kind of gone to a universal one. I would love to be able to get up to Buffalo for a game this year. I haven't been since I want to say 2016 or 2017. And we are prepared for opening night's festivities.
It's time now to meet your 2024-2025 Buffalo Sabres.
And that scoreboard is very nice.
Starting with hockey operations and the coaching staff, the general manager of your Buffalo Sabres, Kevin Adams.
Who just shared Kevin Adams, general manager, who just had a birthday either yesterday or today.
Video coordinator Amir Kulani. Video coach Justin White. Assistant coach Mike Bale. Assistant coach Matt Allen. Assistant coach Marty Wilford. Assistant coach Seth Appert. And introducing the head coach of the Buffalo Sabres, please join us in welcoming back Lindy Ruff.
Who led the Sabres to only their second ever Stanley Cup playoff appearance back in 1999. And the Sabres now looking to break an NHL record 13-year playoff drought.
Now, let's meet the team. Number 8, Dennis Gilbert.
Not dressed tonight.
Number 77, J.J. Peterka.
As we mentioned a few moments ago,
Jacob Bryson.
Bryson expected to take a big step forward this year with the Sabres.
Number 96, Nicholas Obey-Kubel. On the bench, number 4, Bowen Byron.
Bowen was not exactly ready.
And forward, number 9, Zach Mason. On the bench, number 10, Henry Yogiharu. And forward, number 12, Jordan Greenway. And forward, number 17, Jason Zucker. And forward, number 19, Peyton Krebs. And forward, number 20, Yuri Kulik.
Peyton Krebs is often the kind of the forgotten man in the Jack Eichel trade, but is just as important on the fourth line as Alex Tuch is on the top line.
On the bench, number 25, Owen Power.
This, I think, is a statement year for Owen Power. He needs to make one, and he kind of needs to make a move forward, having been a number 1 overall pick just a few years back.
And forward, number 71, Ryan McLeod. On the bench, number 75, Connor Clifton. And forward, number 81, Sam Lafferty. Goaltender, number 27, Devin Levi.
And it looks like UPL is going to start tonight because Levi comes out without the mask.
Alternate captain, number 23, Matthias Samuelson. Alternate captain, number 24, Dylan Thompson.
Fresh off a big contract.
Alternate captain, number 72, Tage Thompson.
If the captaincy was not going to go to Rasmus Dahlin, I would have thought it would have gone to Tage.
Alternate captain, number 89, Alex Todd.
Or actually Tucky, but being the hometown boy. But the thing is
And your captain,
Tucky, I think
Rasmus Dahlin.
Alex Tuck, I think, is in a contract year, if I'm not mistaken. It's either this year or next year. So I think he's going to be the next target that they go out and try and re-sign to a long-term deal. And a lot of goat head jerseys in the arena at KeyBank Center tonight. And here come the Kings. And I actually have to.
Of the opening night, and I will tell you what, certainly from this vantage point, I was looking forward to and was not disappointed from the response, the welcoming back of Lindy Ruff as the head coach of this hockey team, and of course, Rasmus Dahlin, the newly crowned captain of this club, as Lindy and the Sabres return home against an LA Kings hockey club that is on the road for 18 days. Renovations being held back at their home rink. They come from Quebec City in their preseason. to open their campaign here in Buffalo, and it's not been a kind place for Los Angeles in recent history.
And I actually have to say, I don't like when the NHL forces the hand with those schedules like that. That they did it a couple of years ago with shoving the then Arizona Coyotes out on the road. Now, granted, their arena situation was an absolute travesty. Good for them getting their first win in their first ever game in Utah last night. Um, and getting locker rooms built for them. But the other aspect, when the Islanders moved into UBS Arena 3 years ago, they shoved them out on the road for the first 6 weeks, and then loaded them up with home games on the back end of their schedule to offset. But the Kings, again, out on the road for 18 days until renovations are made. You would also think, with the fact that the Lakers play there, yes, I get that you know, I guess that it's Staples Center. It's the largest entertainment market in the world, let's be honest. Um,
Second moment of silence to honor Johnny and Matthew Gaudreau and the legacy of number 13. Thank you. Please remain standing.
and every team will be doing that, much like when Kobe passed away, how teams were doing the 8 and 24-second shot clock violations and to honor Kobe's number. Um, I do have the national anthem muted here for this, sung by Buffalo native Cammy Clune tonight. As I will step out for just a second here to go claim my Twitch reward in the other room. Give me 30 seconds. And probably have to do that one more time here in maybe half hour, if that. So I want to thank everyone for joining me so far. Hope you stay if you enjoy what you see. We're going to be going as long as we can tonight. If this game turns into an absolute laugher, we'll kind of cut this early. A little later on, I should probably change the lighting right now. Raise that up a little bit. And should probably kill the blue light. There we go. And it's still a little unusual watching Sabres games without hearing the legendary Rick Jenneret on the call. But Dan Dunleavy does call a very good game. We'll actually see Marty Biron during the intermission. We might step away for the intermissions tonight. And our next game is going to be next Tuesday, the 15th, where we'll actually see the Minnesota Wild take on my favorite team in the NHL, the St. Louis Blues, during the Blues home opener. So we'll see a lot of opening night festivities from the Enterprise Center with John Kelly and Joey Vitale on the call. As we've kind of stepped out for a commercial prior to the opening face-off here. It's just so nice to actually see the NHL back. Starting goaltenders for tonight are going to be Darcy Kemper and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. They're showing last season's numbers, but unfortunately UPL took the loss in at least one of the two games With some other things going on, I was not able to watch either one of those. I did see the furious third period comeback the other night in the second game, I should say, the one on Saturday. And we are about ready for the opening face-off of the 2024-2025 season for the Los Angeles Kings and the home opener for the Sabres, and it looks like Jordan Greenway is already yapping at someone.
He's at center ice, number 72, ready to stare down the Kings goaltender, and we are underway. Welcome back, Buffalo, to KeyBank Center. Sabres with a top line with Benson along with JJ Paterka out due to injury. Practicing but not ready to return. Hope to see JJ back in the line.
Kings look to be trying to be very physical here within the first minute, I should say. Very much liking the new graphics on MSG Plus, if anyone is watching along. Feed a little choppy on the MSG Plus end, but hopefully that's something they'll be able to fix before too long. I also have to say I am not a fan of the Kings going back to the old Chevy logo. I am really not. I would have preferred that they would have gone back to just the more updated mid-2000s crown and either stay with the silver and black or introduce the royal purple back into the equation. And thankfully, this appears to be more of a feed issue on their end as opposed to a buffering issue overall with ESPN Plus.
Well, the first thing is here, Dan, tonight, it has to be played at a high pace, and you've got to be hard to play against. When he talked about wanting to hold this building and making it a tough place for people to play. Second thing is power play. Everybody needs to get on the same page here. You talked a lot about it here.
It's got to be very strange for Rob Ray standing down there between the benches, knowing that he was still playing when Lindy was the coach the first time around, and then Lindy leaves for all those years, comes back, and now is basically standing maybe 10 feet from him again, except now they're both wearing suits. Quite a few empty seats from what I'm seeing, but I'm wondering if it might also be a late arriving crowd. It would be very nice to see the Sabres finally break through and get to the playoffs. They have all the young talent, and hopefully this is a year where they are able to finally able to do so. Granato was a very good coach, but you kind of need that leadership and that verbal intensity that Lindy Ruff has always carried with him to be able to hopefully get that team to take that next step.
This line is going to be very important for Lindy Ruff here this year to really create some momentum, get them back on their
And still no shots on goal. 17:24 remaining in the first period.
Well, you want to take over early and put doubt into the mind of the Kings. 3-14-0-3 KeyBank Center in their history. 35 goals for, 85 goals against. When they played in the odd, the Kings were 15-22-9. So safe to say Buffalo has not been a kind destination for Los Angeles. Byfield and center trying to make a play. Good step up this time. Dolly trying to dance his way through the far circle. He gets some support here from Mallenstein. Takes Thompson on the ice with him. Slid back to the net.
And the feed is very bad on MSG right now. The video is terrible. The audio there's no issue with the audio. Hopefully it's something that they get fixed here during certainly by the end of the first intermission.
Off to the bench goes Luukkonen. Kings don't have possession. Tage Thompson needs his teammate on side, and the outlet is dropped back to Dylan Cousins. Quick pass. Trying to send it back across. Now Benson. In and then out, back to center ice, keeping puck possession here. Backing up to center. Sabres with many weapons to use on zone entries. Byron that time squeeze under the wall and will get the penalty call.
That's going to be an interference call here going to the LA Kings. And that is Mikey Anderson.
And we will update our penalty summary.
Box 44 right here. He gets right up on the fence and knocks him to the ice. Down he goes. Can't do that. Now the PP got to get going here. Over 6 so far of the season, but there's a lot of things they've been working on. The breakouts had a tough time getting out. They've been working on, but you got to be willing to get these pucks deep. We need to run this talk about, but attack with speed in a 5-man unit. You just can't be 1v1. You got to come up as a 5-man group and win some battles when you get it in there.
Tage Thompson will step into the faceoff dot against Deneau. Battle still remains at the dot. The Kings will usher it down the ice just past Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Dylan Cousins out on this power play came into the game leading the Sabres with 8 shots on goal through the first 2 games of the season. He has the puck now, top of the zone, right side. Sent down to the corner, Kings will usher it all the way back down to Luukkonen.
They got to get you guys on the top here. They're getting in a deep gap, but you got to win the battle. You got to outnumber the LA Kings down low when they get it. You got to be right on top of them.
Sabres want speed. He's on the entry. This would work. Nice pass across. Zucker plays it up top.
There's no question that the Sabres are, have some of the more flashy and we're going to have a 2-man advantage for the Buffalo Sabres.
Yeah, it definitely is. That's Power get knocked down in the corner as he was coming through. See Edmondson heading to the box right now. As you said, he was arguing it, but let's see. Here's Power steps down. There's a big slash and a trip. So he's got a minute 9 left on Mikey Anderson's penalty, and now they got a 5-on-3 here for at least minute 9 to get to work. Got to be patient here. Wait for something to open up.
Oh, and that's 2 defenders in the box for LA too. So
yeah, so it's important.
And Joel Edmondson at the top of the broadcast mentioned always going to hold a special place in my heart as one of the top 6 for my Blues when they won the Stanley Cup in 2019. If you're the Sabres, you have to cash in on at least one, and the fact that you've still got a full minute on this to be able to play 5-on-3, and you've got all of your top scorers out as they attempted to clear back out to the point, and the puck basically went all the way back to the offensive zone, to the defensive zone. So a terrible, terrible look, and another clear. And some of the Boo Birds already out early. So this was Buffalo's problem last year, is just trying to get established, get in the zone, and be able to get something set up with your power play, as there was a fan on the shot there. Still 18 seconds remaining on the 5-on-3. And Thompson straight on.
7 seconds remaining in the Anderson penalty.
Yeah, nice shot by Tage Thompson here, stepping in from the point. Nice quick wrist shot. He gets it away. Dahlin finds it perfectly. Gets it through 2 LA Kings right there. Thompson able to get it off. But you see that shot right there? There's nobody converts to the net. When that play is coming like that, you know that shot's coming. You got to convert to the net. The other 2 guys on the outside.
And it's good to actually see a lot of the players wearing neck guards this year.
Zakin Kopitar, face-off won by Buffalo. Byron.
Anderson will be out of the box momentarily.
Kulik's trying to pick it up on the slot. Anderson's out of the box. He got a touch on it. And the Sabres down to the 5-on-4 for the next 42 seconds. Joel Edmondson remains in the box for LA. Byron drops it back. 2 options. Carried by Zucker in. Going to the net is Kulik, but they couldn't get to the puck. Wide open was Yuri Kulik.
Buffalo looking to get a little cute with the puck.
Stick in that lane, able to hit the shaft of his stick and prevent it from getting across.
Up back to the line, Zucker to tuck. 13 seconds remaining in the man advantage, no score in the hockey game. Sabres on the back end of the 5-on-3 here, can't keep it in the zone, and Alex Tuck has to race back. And Trevor Moore to get possession back. Kings are back to full strength.
And officially with that, Buffalo 0 for 1 on the power play on a 5-on-3 for more than a minute. Certainly not the way that you want to start your home schedule. Some of the looks were there, but the shot choices certainly were not. And Byfield with a very, very good check without his stick as well. Shots right now 5-1 in favor of the Sabres. Also doesn't help when the Kings are actually shorthanded for more than 3 minutes of the first period already, as we've played 7.5 of the first.
Back to power again. Thompson's off the bench, asking for the puck. He gets the pass, can't make the move, and the Kings with a chance to get it out to center ice. 12:20 remaining in a scoreless hockey game to this point. We're in the first period. Sabres looking to move it out on the right side this time. Some patience needed by Clifton. Now it's turned over. Here's a shot that's blocked by Luukkonen. Andre Lee, 6'5", 206. Gets the shot away, making his debut tonight for the Kings. Scoreless in the first.
12:05 remaining first period. As you just heard Dan Dunleavy say, no score between the Sabres and the Kings. Shots right now, Sabres lead 5-1 in that department. But the most important stat is the Kings killing off a 5-on-3 penalty. Very big.
Maybe outside there's not as much pressure, but when we get in between the walls of our locker, we have more pressure on ourselves than anybody.
These teams will play again in Los Angeles on November 20th.
Or whether anyone brings up lawn care, I will handle it. Posting can be extremely difficult.
Couple of rules you'll actually see about me doing these. I'm only going to do a game a week for as long as I can with these. We will not be doing Saturday or Sunday games, and any games will have to start before 8 p.m. Eastern because I really can't be up until midnight, 1 o'clock covering these games. I will probably put a poll out there next week between my blog and my Threads feed of which game. The same team cannot be repeated 2 weeks in a row, home or away. So you won't see me doing another Sabres game until probably November. I should say the same teams should probably not be involved the same month. As that's interesting, a $50,000 guaranteed jackpot for the Sabres 50-50 raffle tonight. As I'm going to go check on my Twitch feed very quickly.
They're going to come up with a big save here. Here's Lee stepping into the middle of the ice, taking that quick shot. Nobody around. You see Luukkonen, he's got time. He's out on top of the blue paint. This next quick glove save, that's only the second shot on net. The Sabres have surrendered here to the LA Kings 8 minutes into this game.
So it's the Kings' first game for real. They've been one and then
The
short in their
Nintendo Switch game that I end up playing does a live stream every Thursday night with drops for watching their feeds. So I've got the game on there, I've got the broadcast here, and I've got that going on over there. And that still got 35 more minutes, and my last drop is going to be in about 5 minutes. And then they're going to throw over to another content creator where I'm going to be able to get another drop for 30 minutes thereafter. So very, very busy night. Thankfully, I'm only working about 3 hours tomorrow. But I'm getting my COVID and my flu shot, so I'm going to be a very, very sore puppy tomorrow. with the digital boards. They've got Tim Hortons all around with the camera zoomed out, and I could really go for some Tim Hortons right now. I am a Tim Hortons junkie, but there is none of them within probably a good 30 to 45 minutes of the Cleveland area. And that was probably the best scoring chance for the Kings in the first period.
You got to box them out. Then you're talking an awful lot about that so far this year. Got to box it out, clean that area up.
Kings come back with more Deneau and Chanel, just to rhyme it for you a little bit. Here is Deneau over on that far side of the ice. Sabres break it up. It'll be brought up to center ice as Kretsch's over the line, and get a whistle, stop play.
Yeah, Kretsch just chipped this one over the glass, trying to dump it in. Watch right here. Look, Anderson taking the shot. You see that? You got two guys in front of the net. And right there, the Sabres, they talk about it. You got to push them out. You got to get between them and the goaltender, push them off to the side. So Luukkonen's able to see that puck come through the middle clean like that.
Yoki Haru going down for the block certainly was out of position.
You got sticks trying to whack that to them, so you got to be careful.
Sabres want to draw, and from the Kings side of center, it's Hunter Clifton who just puts it neatly into the corner.
And that's going to be icing.
Keep it in the zone. The puck will come back with an icing call though against the LA Kings. This LA roster has 15 players who skated at least one game for the Kings last season.
Well, you talked about these guys being away from home for a couple of weeks now, and it's going to be a few more days before they get back. They're working on the rink. They were supposed to work on the rink. Once they had all the plans made to go to Quebec, they canceled that, so they're going to have to do it again next year, and it didn't even get accomplished so far this year. So they got to look forward to that again. But it's an angry team coming in here. Just talking to some of the guys, just being around them, seeing a couple of the Harvard Center last night. They're over seeing Dustin Brown. They're angry. They want to get going, and they're not happy with being on the road for the amount they have. So that's a fire the Sabres have got to put out here.
Because the problem with the Kings is that they also could not go to Inglewood for where the Clippers just moved into. Is now this is going to be the first year since the 90s that the Clippers and the Lakers are not going to be sharing the Staples Center or Crypto.com Arena or, you know, all the names that it was before, because the new Forum, where I believe they're calling the Intuit Dome, is not set up for hockey. So there's no ice surface down there that I'm aware of. I would imagine it might be something that they could add later if they wanted to, but it took enough. It took almost 2 years just to be able to get the arena ready to be able to host NBA level basketball again. Still no score. The shot's now 5-3 for the Sabres.
There's a lot of noise out there. It can surround you, pull at you, and weigh you down. But I've got other plans. Something has changed. Defy gravity. Rise above the noise. Nothing's gonna bring me down.
Now I have to know that this commercial was CGI'd everywhere, because Angel Reese would never be able to hit a three from the top of the key like that. And check our Twitch stream real quick, and this should be it for a little while for me. All right, that is done, and let me grab myself a drink.
up there soon, Razor.
Yep, it's empty. American too good. This is empty.
Yeah, well, the scoreboard's empty too. Sabres looking to change that. Power's got one this year as I mentioned. Gets the puck right out in front.
And a very good scoring chance just sitting right there waiting. Kings cannot clear. And they go to make a mini change. Sabres also looking to make a change.
This forward team, Colorado, had their hands full with Vegas last night. They want to do the same to LA here.
Cousins, very good moves.
Turn back. Kings have changed the structure a little bit. It's a 1-2-2 if you follow that kind of X's and O's in the game. We'll see how the Sabres find their way through that.
And we have an offside.
In the neutral zone.
I'll show you an example of getting it through the neutral zone. They got into the zone. There's the puck being thrown to the side of the net. Pepper, and then Power's throwing it. Zucker's right on top of it. And then right here coming in the back.
And a very good save by Kemper on the replay for that scoring chance.
Puck to the net. Just very simple. And numbers guys there. Have bodies there. Things when it's tough scoring, you're not going to score the pretty ones. You get the other ones will start to come. And I think the rough ones who established here early that, hey, we can score the ugly ones. And the other stuff will come. We have the talent on the team. You just got to pay that price to get those ugly ones early.
Yeah, ugly means where you go to get that goal.
I'm actually surprised that was not offsides.
Playing with perhaps the best player in the world right now, but goes to the front of the net and winds up picking up some pucks on the end of his stick. Wound up getting 50 doing just that. This game. Yeah, delayed call is.
And we're going to have a penalty against the Sabres.
He's realizing he can make his way out of there. Kempe will carry Los Angeles, who have been shorthanded a couple of times in this first period. On the offense with the extra skating. Worked up top. Clark takes it all the way down to the goal line. Kings working to the far circle. Kings
very, very good crisp passing. And there's our penalty.
As he finishes his check on Fiala down in the corner.
High sticking call here going to the Sabres. Then Sam Lafferty is going to make his way over to the bench. See Lindy Ruff surveying what he's doing. Lafferty making his way over. Going to argue with that a little bit with the referee as well. It doesn't help, guys. Trust me. We'll take a look at it again. We'll see exactly what the referee saw. Watch 81 Lafferty right here with Anderson. Yeah, he comes up, just incidentally comes up, catches him in the face. So LA's first opportunity on the power play, but it's only had 3 shots so far here in this game.
Sabres 7 to their side of the ledger. Still goal scorer. Face off to the right of Luukkonen. Jordan Spence will work up top here, quarterbacking the center of the zone, and there's a great read and a good jump, and Clinton's got some room down the right side, drives to the net, and well defended. Now a backhand chance for close McLeod.
Wow.
On their feet in Buffalo, but they have a short-handed goal. Kings come back. The goal far side shot. Luukkonen makes the stop. Sabres again. Short-handed chance. Delay penalty coming up.
And we're going to have things evened up. Interesting. They're calling a penalty shot. See, what I would like to see the NHL go to is that if you do not score on the penalty shot, you do actually get a that it's still a 2-minute penalty or a 90-second penalty or a 1-minute penalty. I would like to see this.
23.82 miles per hour, 1.72 miles faster than the NHL average for forwards, Razor, and that might be.
I've always been a fan of the tinted visor from Andrzej Kopitar.
There's one more step and he was gone.
Yeah, he'd be gone there, so that's exactly why Fifield's got to hook him up. And
Referee still addressing an issue over at the timekeeper's box before we get this penalty shot underway, because they are on their feet in Buffalo and opening night. 7:07 to go in the first. No score. McLeod, one of the new Sabres, on the penalty shot. Far circle walks in.
And denied. Too many moves.
Yeah, it looks like he held on to it. He's going to go 5-hole because Kemper stays right with him, comes across here as he's coming down the side. Kemper stays right with him. He's on his knees. And when he tried to shuffle across, looked like McLeod tried sliding that back through the 5-hole, and he just hit the left pad of Kemper and does not succeed. Still a minute 32 left here on Lafferty's penalty.
See, this is why I don't like this, is that he misses the penalty shot. So yes, you get the one-on-one opportunity to score, but you don't score. There's still a penalty involved, and the Sabres go right back to the penalty kill for another minute 32. The only real thing that they get out of it is rest. So you reward the shooter who may not have the best one-on-one opportunity, but you end up still penalizing the team on the back end who did not convert the penalty shot.
See how aggressive the top two killers here for the Sabres.
Cloud and Alex Tucker, of course. Dylan Cousins can do and has done the same. We saw great evidence of that last season.
30 seconds remaining on the Kings power play. We are at the 6-minute mark of the first period. Still no score. Shots Sabres 7-3.
With 8 seconds to go in their power play, Byfield gains the line, centers it in front. That's knocked away to the boards, and the backhander to the line, and up. Lafferty's on the ice. He'll join the rush. Here's Benson. He holds it well, plays it down to the corner. Byfield, 22-year-old, cuts to center ice, plays it on the wing. Lee racing after it, so the Kings with some size up there. With this group on the ice, Sabres the same as Tage Thompson. How about that move to center? Just couldn't keep handle of it as he got to the LA line.
It was actually kind of funny. Tage trying to reach with one hand to corral the stick after he enters the offensive zone. Tage is one of the tallest players in the NHL, so if he can't reach the puck, nobody's going to.
Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first period. No score in the game. That gets by Thompson and down the ice. Edmondson starts it with a pass right side. For LA, picked off by Buffalo. Back up the left wing. Graham sends it across.
With Buffalo, what I have noticed is the passes are there, but they're not being corralled well. And that one was right on the doorstep.
Sabres will keep it in. Here's Krebs. Takes it to the far wing. Plays it behind the net. Trying to center that one. Ellenstein. Trevor Moore handles the puck. Trying to move it up. We got a penalty again here over the glass.
I think Mallenstein is the guy going to get nailed with this one.
So the Sabres penalty kill will have to go to work once again. They're still in this first period.
And another penalty. Let me know if you've heard that one.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin. La Roche-Posay.
Get ready for hosting.
And that one's going to come at 15:53, so the Kings right back to the power play.
So you can refresh your space before Santa or the family comes to town. Get holiday ready with savings at the Home Depot.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for Dos. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row would be a huge score. The usher is playing lockdown deep. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead block. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you go for Dos.
Oh, if that was only that easy. And that wing stop looks so good right now. That might be lunch tomorrow after my COVID shot. Ngannou Ferreira. That's going to be a very, very good fight.
Presented by Polestar. Book a test drive at polestar.com.
The zoomed out version of that new video board at Buffalo is just gorgeous.
Beck Valentine, watch 29 here. He's got the stick laying on the ice. He reaches down, throws it away, pushes away from the LA player who dropped it, and he has got nailed with interference there. The Sabres on their second kill here in this period.
Little bit of a tic-tac call, but it is the right call.
3-0 with the face-off done so far. He's there again against Anze Kopitar. This time the Kings
If the stick would have been broken, it wouldn't have been an issue.
to the goal line, set in front over the far post, and Kempe swatted that one wide. Now a chance here on a counter. Dylan Cousins trying to slide it through. Greenway, long strides to the corner, and in behind the net. Cousins comes up with it, a chance. Oh, and that hopped up into the air, right through the blue.
The Sabres have actually looked almost better on the penalty kill than they have the power play tonight.
Yeah, very aggressive on the penalty kill, not only in the zone, but when they're going down the ice, they're not giving LA any time.
Fired into the far side of the Buffalo zone. It'll be kept in at the line. Good pressure again, and now it's McLeod again on the end of that one. It fires it down the ice. Sabres continue to change, keeping the fresh legs on the ice for the kill. Benson comes out now. It'll be the first man up. Lost the glove, picks it up again. LA with Blackfield using speed to gain the line. Right up the middle, Sabres clog it up. It's off the boards and down the ice.
Yeah, one guy coming up the ice like that, yeah, you gain the zone, but you got to get it set up. Sabres doing a nice job just staying in those lanes, playing back to the dots there, and then they're just cutting everything off.
Kings elect to shoot it around to the far side. Blackfield kicking at that one.
The Kings do not have a shot on the power play, and yet the Sabres now have 3 shots shorthanded.
For Los Angeles. Deneau in the slot with a backhand. Oh, I thought that one might have got in, but referee says no, it stays out. Luukkonen surviving that backhand chance from Deneau, gets it back again. He'll spin it across.
22 remaining on the power play. We're under 2.5 in the first period. Very entertaining first period.
The Kings will play it back to the line. Top of the far circle. Trying to get it to Deneau in that bumper spot again. They'll work it up top. That one is kicked away. Spence let the shot go.
And
Valentine, he's on his own if they can get to the puck. Valentine from center on the left side. One man back. Girls inside, still with it. Got the shot away on Kemper, who made the save.
interesting. Kings now 0 for 2 on the power play. Did get a shot on that one.
1:44 to go in the period. Up down at the Buffalo zone and Luukkonen. Will play it to the corner. Lee for LA gets it back to the line, and that shot goes high. And out play. Out of the box, and that close for Valentine.
Yeah, what's the opportunity here? Daniel on the backhand throws this one to the net, right off the far post. Get a little help there from his friends, and there Tex goes back underneath him. Here's Valentine coming out of the box, doing a nice job there, trying to spin away from the defender coming back, gets the puck to the net. So good effort there after coming out of the box, being aware. We can just settle down here now and just play the game.
There was a player who fell down on his back and kind of swung the stick over top behind him and put the puck in the net.
That was Ovechkin.
Hey, where's number 8 in Washington? Valentine.
I was going to say, hopefully, Mr. Dunleavy's being a little facetious with that one.
Get a text saying that didn't work. Flipped into the battle on the far wall of the Buffalo zone. Kings try to play it deep. It's picked off by the Sabres, and with 1:23 to go in the period, it's sent ahead. McLeod, one-on-one matchup, back to the line. Clifton, shot is blocked. He tried to flip it out, but it goes up and out of play. For Andre Lee, 6'5", 206. He wasn't expected, Razor, to make the team out of camp, but the coaches admitted this guy's a little further along than we expected. We got to give him a look.
Well, we talk about it all the time, Dan. When you go to those prospect camps and training camp, you do something.
Andre Lee and Quentin Byfield with this LA Kings team is going to be very, very interesting and fun to watch as they're putting Lee's numbers that he's only 24, 6'5", 206 as a rookie. Because this is a new identity for the Kings. The new look, the retro style logo. Drew Doughty is not, he's injured. He's maybe got a year left in him. Kopitar has probably only got a year or two left in him as well, as we are into the final minute of the first period. Cousins with a great look.
Your goaltender, the puck's laying there. If it's not Drew Doughty, you want to say Kopitar.
Yeah, you're pretty safe when it gets on either one of those guys' stick to get it out of a danger area. That allows Kemper to be aggressive too, to get out and make that save. And sometimes when it's laying there, he knows he's going to get that support in front of him. Dylan Cousins gets a good opportunity. Takes a quick shot from the side. And he's got somebody going to the net. He's trying to go short side right there. Kemper gets the glove up high, but you see how aggressive he is, way out on top of that blue paint, taking that angle away. Cousins didn't have a ton to shoot at once he got there, but the good thing is they're generating a lot of good looks here. And now it just gets
into probably the final rush of the first period. Under 10 seconds remaining. And that one was right on the doorstep. So 1.8 remaining. So we're likely going to be heading to the locker room scoreless. The Sabres leading in shots 12-4 after the first period. If Thompson was able to elevate this puck at all, he's got the Sabres have a 1-0 lead. But to Darcy Kemper's credit, did it beat the buzzer, though? The Sabres have scored, but we need to see, did they beat the buzzer? It's going to be very, very close. This may be overturned. As it stands right now, the Sabres have a 1-0 lead with a goal as time expired, but this may be overturned. And we've got a very quick answer. And the microphone's not working. Which was the right call. And it may rattle Darcy Kemper a little bit, having faced 12 shots and let that cushy one in on that very, very juicy rebound, because Kemper gave up several big rebounds in that first period. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen only faced 4 shots in that period and really was not challenged at all. The Kings had the 2 power plays, only had 1 shot, and yet with the 2 power plays, the Sabres still, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, they had the penalty shot. They also had more shots shorthanded than LA had on the power play. So how is this going to develop through the course of this period? Is LA going to be able to right this? Does Buffalo start to keep the pressure on? Does LA settle in a little bit more, knowing how aggressive Buffalo is going to be? This could be a first goal wins this game type of scenario. So what we're going to do here is we're going to step out for the first intermission, and then I will be back with you as things start to get closer and we open up for the second period. And everyone, to go top off your drinks, just like if you're down at the arena, go hit the restroom, go check your email, and we will be back here in about maybe 10 minutes. We hope. we had the Kings with 3, Sabres with 2. Buffalo had 3 giveaways. The Sabres 2. Buffalo had 2 takeaways, and LA with 1. No scoring, of course, and penalty summary, as you can see on the bottom. Mikey Anderson at 338 for interference. Joel Edmondson for the Kings at 429 gives the Sabres a 5-on-3 power play. Kings kill that one off. Sam Lafferty high sticking at 1224. Quentin Byfield hooks Ryan McLeod, gives him a penalty shot at 1253. McLeod does not convert, and then Beck Malstein interference at 1553. And the Sabres seemingly had scored as time expired, but it was shown that the puck was about maybe 2 inches from completely crossing the end line. So we are scoreless, and the second period is now officially underway. And Andre Lee sporting the Anze Kopitar tinted visor. Yoki Haru and Dahlin, Byram and Power, and Samuelson and Clifton. The line's not changed up on defense for the Sabres coming out of the locker room by Lindy Ruff in the second period. Out of town scoreboard, we have the Maple Leafs over the Devils 3-1 right now. Early in the second, Ottawa leads Florida in their home opener 2-0 after 1. And the New York Islanders lead the Utah hockey team. Can we actually start calling them the Yeti yet? Considering that's actually who it's probably going to be. With just under 5 minutes of the first, they lead Utah 1-0. Dallas and Nashville has just gotten underway. Columbus and Minnesota has also just gotten underway. And at the end of 1, Boston leads Montreal 3-2. And those are the only other game on the schedule tonight. The Blues will travel to San Jose and play the Sharks. And it will be the season opener for the Sharks. And our first look in an NHL regular season game of first overall pick, Macklin Celebrini. So very exciting. Although I will not be up for that game.
Zone here in the second period a little bit more. Owen Power might try the old hit and puck trick. The cross play next time he steps up to the ice. Trying that puck free from the steal over on the bench. The Cloud races after it against Anderson deep in LA territory. That puck will get by Byron.
As Owen Power has a puck stuck in his skate and was just shown on the side, was just shown on the bench, having something like a screwdriver or pliers jammed into repeatedly, trying to get that puck dislodged so Power can get back out there on the ice.
Yeah, they looked really, really good against the Bruins. Yeah, the other night when they raised the banner and everything. So really jacked up about that. They were, and they came out and they played a hard game. A lot of times that distraction, you're not quite as focused, but they were right from the beginning. So really looking forward to that game Saturday.
See what it brings out of the Sabres. Yuri Kulik will slide over the wing, and Dylan Cousins steps in to take the draw.
And in about 15 more minutes, I won't actually have to go squirrel anymore and go actually get my my Twitch drops. Although it's relatively funny, this streamer is using an avatar, and every time somebody is tipping them bits, they're like dropping anything from squeaky toys to sombreros to cardboard boxes to anvils on their head. So relatively funny to hear the different sound effects. Very bunched up right now. 2 minutes exactly gone in the second period.
1974, so 50 years ago today, Danny Garrett scored his first NHL goal just 18 seconds into his first game. And Mr. Danny Garrett in the house here tonight.
Very cool to see Danny Garrett.
for tickets, of course, as you recall.
Only if you're his friend. You're not his friend.
Well, that's what you're going to call him. Yeah, that's why I said you, Razor. Whistle to stop play here. Can you tell fans where tickets came from, that nickname, or is that a story you
Yeah, no, you had to buy a whole bunch of tickets one time. Here he is, guys outside when they unveiled the alumni banner there before the game. So a lot of the guys, and Danny and Donnie Moose and Larry, I guess it went out west. He's from the west, so when he had everybody coming in with Vancouver, it might have been he had to buy like a ton of tickets, and from that point on, they just called them tickets.
Kings at 7.
Very quiet crowd, but that's typical for as a scoring chance right out in front, but puck not able to get on net.
Looks like they're trying to be a little more deliberate to get the pucks deep and then just work off the wall inside without maybe trying to generate too much of a rush.
Shots through the first 3 minutes, 2-1 Kings in this period. Buffalo leads 15-6 overall.
Lifted up to center ice and a chance now for Tage Thompson. Sticks the shoulder at that time on Spence. Throw cross ice, Henry Okiharju. Nice backhand pass. And a shot by Benson. That one stopped by Kemper. Benson's on the rebound in the corner, tied up there. Fans wanted a call, but they're not going to get it as it's Okiharju back after.
I'm actually surprised they did not call a hand pass on that, but then again, the puck was going backwards.
Thompson strikes the net. Kemper holds his ground. Alex Tuck near circle, locks it in and fires. And all Kemper can do is wave the glove out. A lot of traffic there.
Sabres have a lot of good looks here on this rush.
In front is just behind Thompson. Dolan steps into it. The captain creating a rebound for Alex Tuck. Just tipped off his stick.
You can kind of tell that the Sabres want to control play here. They've got a lot of bodies. They're banging. They're getting very good looks. But Darcy Kemper is staying true, staying back, and we're going to get a penalty.
Just a great shift by the Sabres. They got pucks. They won the battles. They came up with it. They shot the puck. Here's a quick up. Benson just going to lead this one right into the middle of the ice. Here's Tage Thompson. Using his power in his body, just leaning in, taking it to the net. Mikey Anderson going over the back of the net.
And that penalty will come at 3:51. So the Sabres back to the power play.
So far in this game, but when they've used their speed going to the outside, the LA defenders, the D-man, have had a really hard time handling it. They got to see that and just continue to do it.
Sabres send Zucker, Cousins, Thompson, Power, and Dahlin out on this unit.
From the point, that shot right down the middle of the ice actually goes off. Dylan Cousins still spin it back to the line. Now Dahlin all the way to the near point. Sends it across. Power shot tipped in front. Cousins Kings with the chance to clear.
And the Kings actually, if they want to run, they would have numbers here.
With 3 shorthanded goals in each of the last 3 seasons for the Kings, testing.
There's a shorthanded shot opportunity stopped by Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Sabres 0 for 2 with 3 shots on the power play tonight. 3 official shots, I should say.
Here's Dylan Cousins looking for Thompson. That puck took a deflection to the corner. Dahlin. Cousins in the slot. Fires a shot. Zucker banging away at it. Still free. And it's cleared down the ice by Los Angeles.
Just keep doing what you're doing here.
Once the Sabres get established, they have done a very good job of throwing pucks at the net and getting good looks. And Jason Zucker down on the ice holding his left hip, it looks like, or his lower back.
Playing in his 700th career game tonight. This is coming.
Look at it here. There he is.
Oh, he got cross-checked right in the back and driven face down
That one there, not bad, but this one's a cross check. Yeah, that one kind of.
by Joel Edmondson.
I understand why he's still down. Slowly getting up, but.
And hopefully he'll be able to stay in this game.
You said, Dan, Jason Zucker playing in 700th NHL good. 196 goals, 174 assists for 370 points.
but he will head back to the locker room, get looked at, and hopefully he'll be able to return.
Remarkable thing about his game is we certainly hope that that back doesn't tighten up too much on him. 81% of his career goals, I was reading the other day, he scored at even strength, which is remarkable.
As the fans are probably reacting to seeing that up on the Humongotron, as we call it here in Cleveland, you know, the gigantic TV that LeBron James paid for all those years ago. So now this is going to be interesting to see what Lindy Ruff does now, having with the shifts, especially on this power play of, you know, Zucker not being out there. So who does he run to actually take the place? Second unit out there now, but at least the injury to Zucker gave the first unit a little bit of a breather.
Stick and his skate, not able to see it come off. Went up a little hot, but he had a wide open opportunity to get it.
Sabres will want to be delivered here with 13 left of the power play on zone entry. Benson, he's got some room here, sends it up front, but just missed the timing there with Alex Tuck.
And the Kings will be back to full strength.
Who's after it? Kempe in his 9th season with the LA Kings. Moving it in front, keep the house clean.
Sabres now 0 for 2 on the power play with 7 shots. So they had 4 shots on that power play.
On the far wall. Byfield makes a nice move to walk it close to the side of the net, and a better move there coming back to help out by Benson. The Sabres get it outside the line.
Buffalo appears to need a change, and now, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to make it, especially with the fact that they were in the middle of a change. Bowen Byram looks gassed right now.
Benson not able to get it. Luis here takes the quick shot. This is what he's known for, is good speed and the quick release and shot right there. Kemper just gets a glove on it, pops it up and over.
You mentioned Ali might be tired. It's up to
13:29 officially left in the period. Shots now 22-6 for the Sabres. Buffalo out shooting 8-2 so far in this period. A big hit by Jordan Greenway.
Sabres now with a chance to skate it out. Benson protects it, spins it to center. Kings intercept, come right back. No shot on the side of the net. Then Brent Clark had a look at it without the stick. Shot for the Warriors.
That had to sting.
Trying to get to the front of the net for a loose puck. Sabres able to clear it to the line, but not get out again.
That's LA's first shot in nearly 7 minutes.
Leon is back in. Takes it behind the net. He stood up there and almost head over heels. Down he goes. Almost head over heels. Yeah, Rasmus Dahlin put him up in the air. Look out in front. Tanner Chanot with a chance, and that is blocked. Wasn't wheels up, it was heels up that time, and the Sabres
Got 3 guys off here. They have to get some fresh legs.
12:06 to go. No score in the game, second period. Zucker is back.
Zucker back on the ice and seemed to have a little bit of jump in him on there. He actually was unimpeded and just overskated the puck dramatically. Dahlin basically almost Samoan dropped there. Fireman's carry, however, whatever wrestling move you want to call it. And now we have a discussion as to where the puck's going to come out to.
Yeah, where the draw should be, perhaps. Yeah, but
Center ice, everybody will gather there and we'll get a restart. 21 shots for Buffalo, 7 for the Kings. Wow.
Officially 22, according to NHL.com, as we're at 11:54 remaining here in the second period. So we've almost hit the halfway point. Again, thank you everyone for coming in, watching tonight. It's my first time doing this. Hopefully you'll be back with me again on Tuesday night when the Minnesota Wild will visit the St. Louis Blues. We'll go live somewhere around 7:30 Eastern time. And in just a couple of more minutes, I should probably have my final squirrel interruption for the Twitch stream that's on in the other room, about 20 feet away, and I can finally, kill the computer for that one, as I'll be working from home tomorrow. So very, very short walk. But again, I'm only going to be logged in for a couple of hours. How many Roombas do you have in your ship, lady? They need to stop showing this Wingstop commercial. I understand that it's what they're running through the ESPN Plus app as opposed to the MSG Plus feed itself. But at least it's better than the generic graphics that they're running.
16U team suffered a spine injury. After a series of emergency surgeries, he's recovering at University Hospital in Syracuse. Now, bringing his family will be faced with a long road on the way to his hopeful recovery. And friends and family have set up a GoFundMe page to help ensure that Greg receives the best care possible. Please consider, if you can, donating to help Greg and his family through this difficult time. And there's a look at the GoFundMe address for you to support Greg.
yeah, long time LA King Dustin Brown was the coach of that hockey team, and he said it was a collision on the ice, nothing bad, nothing dirty. Young man went down, just couldn't get back up the ice.
Sabres going to run the fourth line out here to open up this, to open play back up here with just under 12 minutes in the second period, 11:47 to be exact.
Face off just outside the Kings line. LA will get the restart. Spence sends it across, and then it's jump.
And another icing call. So
All right, here we go. One former Sabres goaltender had only one career shutout as a Sabre, and that shutout came against the Los Angeles Kings. Former Sabres goaltender, only one career shutout as a Sabre, and that shutout came against the Kings. Who was it?
John Blue.
No, that's your final answer?
Well, I was hoping for some kind of an answer from you, yes or no. Leave me hanging.
Sometimes that's part of the plan, right?
Well, they're not going to get Razor. They're not going to give the answer immediately.
In the past, he is behind. Thompson goes all the way back down to Luukkonen, along with Power. Chased out there by Adrian Kempe.
Thankfully, the Sabres had a trailer before we ended up having a Steve Dangle, if you're a goaltender, 10 the goal. And I do actually miss seeing hat picks and dangits. But I understand that was probably a Sportsnet thing.
Samuelson steps up, and that's Dylan Cousins who covers the defensive side of the play. Anderson off the boards, not to center. Good read, Sabres up and right back in, and Kemper behind the net. Plays it for Spence. Bumps it over to Anderson. Up a little wing. Now some space here. Potential 2-on-1 to the net, but Vogel couldn't quite get the shot away. It's a nice defensive play coming back, slowing that down just enough. Allenstein will chase after.
Play a little chippy and a little sloppy here in the midway point of the period. I don't want to say a lot of dump and chase, but the passing is certainly not as crisp in the last couple of minutes. The scoring chances are there. Very good opportunity there from the Kings just a moment ago. Shots now 21-9 in favor of the Sabres.
Kings are trying to walk it right down in front of the goal. Lee that time stripped to the puck. It's off the glass to the line, but not out. Sabres are not clearing it out as often as they'd like to here. The Kings are slapping it right back in. Yoki Hardy.
Yeah, I gotta start using the glass here a little bit too. They're just taking it out the middle way. So get it high and hard off the bounce. Get it out here in the neutral zone. Get some momentum coming through here.
I'm sorry, it's been a long day. And Zucker with a big hit. Byram should have taken that shot there. He's got the offensive skill enough to be able to take that shot even from a short angle. And they now actually, Byram has to stay in the play, chasing back into the zone. So the Sabres need to grind a little bit, and Byram needs to get off as he's handed a stick. And now Greenway playing without a stick down in front of the net. Sabres need a clear right now. And a good interception. So Greenway is going to be able to not only get a stick and jump into the play, but now that the puck was dumped in, the Sabres will be able to completely make a change. I'm not sure if it's the lighting from the new video board, but there's almost a yellowish tint to the ice from the TV broadcast. Tage needs to walk that in a little bit more. You're not going to beat Kemper from that far out. Kemper's too good of a goaltender. Kings will make a change. Shots are 5-3 in the second period for the Sabres after an 11-3 first period. Make that 5-4 as Luukkonen gobbles up a nice big fat rebound. And the Kings have now finally hit double digits in shots.
We don't work hard. We expect big promotions right away.
Oh, it's about time. It's from being a Clevelander, the Cleveland Guardians just went on top of the Detroit Tigers 4-3 in the seventh in Game 4 of the American League Divisional Series. And the Tigers have a runner on first with 2 down. Guardians facing elimination. Utah is tied up the New York Islanders after 1 on Long Island. And let me go grab my last squirrel drop of the night. And that's going to be a few nice drops when I boot that game up later on tonight after this game is over. Yeah, I don't like what they showed the replay of Thompson's breakaway of he ends up taking the shot right at the top of the circle. Could have easily walked it in a little bit more, cut the angle down a little bit.
Burrows and Gavrikov on the back end for LA behind this faceoff in the offensive zone for the visitors. Vogel, Byfield, and Fiala out against McLeod at the faceoff dot. Sabres win it. On the boards and playing to center. Greenway, great burst of speed. Here's Greenway walking in. Backhand chance, and Kemper stayed with him all the way. That puck sent back down the low end of the Illinois see the play. The Kings are on first. Byfield.
Quentin Byfield is just such a fantastic young player.
Greenway for Zucker. McLeod driving up. Space in that seam. And Greenway can get there with a shot. Trying to go far side.
It was a really good look. There's a reason why Quentin Byfield was taken second overall behind Alex Lafreniere.
Steps up on the play. Edmondson trying to slide it through. That is a great steal as it's sent towards the front of the net by Tage Thompson.
Very clean period. Shots are 8-5 for Buffalo with just now under 6 minutes to go in the period. Only the one penalty, the Jordan Spence penalty, very early in the period.
Really making it difficult for the LA Kings to get the puck to the net with a good opportunity. So keep doing what you're doing here.
Kings back on the offense again. Trying to find some room is Alex Turcotte. Outman in the corner. Allenstein can't clear. Turcotte back to the point for a shot that's heavy off the back wall. Allenstein clears it out there along with Peyton Krebs. Turcotte again. This time he'll leave it. This is Lee trying to feed it back to the middle for Turcotte. Knocked away from him. Turcotte gets it back again. He is a determined Kings player on this shift. Sabres take it away, play it behind the net. Under 5 minutes to go in the second period. Lafferty.
It's a very quick period, too.
Hardy back in his own zone. Allenstein had it knocked off his stick. Kempe had to wait just a second before he chased after it. Kopitar was in the zone. Allenstein will chip it into LA territory. Sabres need a change. They'll get it here. Kings bring it back into Buffalo territory. Play by Ferrier. Didn't get to the area in front of the net that he wanted. Sabres get it back to the LA line. Pass right up the middle looking for Kopitar off his stick, but Kempe's got it. Now Kopitar far corner. Looking for the Ferrier in front of the net. Sabres intercept.
Just over 4 minutes remaining in the period now. This is now turned into a game of dump chase and bad passing.
Continues his push down to the corner. Edmondson against Byron. Two defensemen tie each other up and a reach in there.
Byron's going to get a hold.
And Bowen Byram's going to head to the box now.
3:51 to go second period. Still scoreless. Kings and Sabres.
Why do dermatologists worldwide recommend La Roche-Posay? Effective skincare like La Roche-Posay Double Repair Face Moisturizer delivers double action to help repair skin's barrier and provide 48-hour hydration for healthy-looking skin.
And that's going to be,
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks?
I believe it's going to be a hold.
Go for dose. That means we get a chance to go big. We take it.
And that one's going to come at 16:09.
Okay position, but the front row will be a huge score. The Usher is playing lockdown deep. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis bend here as lead block. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you
That colonoscopy for getting screens while I'm delaying. I heard I had a choice. I know the name. That's what I'm saying. Cologuard.
Cologuard.
Cologuard. Screen for colon cancer.
At home, like you want.
Man,
Actually, he's a box.
Cologuard is a one-of-a-kind way to screen for colon cancer that's effective and non-invasive. It's for people 45 plus.
Yep, it will be a hold on Bowen Byram at 16:09. So the Kings will now get their third power play opportunity of the evening. Kill the light in the other room.
Damages your home. Don't test your luck with a leak. Detect and help stop leaks automatically with Moen.
Spear into the second intermission, I beg your pardon, to get in on the jackpot. Already at $54,000. If you're in New York State, you can do it from home. Go to sabres.com/5050.
$400,000 50-50 raffle at KeyBank Center. I almost called it First Niagara for a minute.
He's going to play operate here, and this is Greenway once again. A quick shot right there, looking to the far side, and here's Bowen Byram. He's going to get a hold here. Problem was he had that stick in around him at the wall, not able to get it out.
Would love for the Sabres to be able to kill this off, get a little momentum. You definitely don't want to let the Kings score here going into the second intermission.
Stick on it, and good play there to clear it down with 1:30 now remaining in the penalty to Byram.
And probably killer here for the Sabres all night long is not allowed the LA Kings to really get themselves set up in the offensive zone, putting a ton of pressure on them, but it's kind of force them to do stuff they don't want.
Great stand up right there, and it's Alex Tuck on a breakaway, short-handed.
Score! Alex Tuck. Short-handed. That's going to come at 16:55 of the first, unassisted.
Both guys take that shot and turn off. Alex stayed with it, able to pick that one off and dump it into the net.
You felt it last year. We're starting to turn into a bit of a weapon for this team, scoring short-handed goals. Alex Tuck now has at least one short-handed goal, or one exactly, in the last 4 seasons since he joined the Buffalo Sabres. Here's Lubin needing to come up big with that save.
Kings still with 45 seconds worth of power play time, but you had a feeling with as aggressive as Buffalo was on the penalty kill so far tonight that they were gonna get one, or they were gonna get aggressive. That was Tuck's first goal of the season. Another delayed call, and now we're going to have the Sabres in 2 seconds are going to be back on the power play to close out the second period.
Take a look at this one. This is Greenway. He just hangs onto the puck, and you see Kempe from the back gets that stick in between his arm and his body. Pulls the big man down right there. So as you said, 1 second left here in Bowen Byram's penalty, and the Sabres are going to have the minute 59 on the power play, hopefully to try to add here. Minute 52 left in this period. Jordan Greenway has actually looked really good this year in every situation. They used him up top line there.
And that one's going to come at 18:08 of the second.
Really good chances. Helped Tage Thompson score that only goal they got in Prague in the second game. And Tony Killy's looked very well here too.
He's been all over it tonight. Nearing 9 minutes of ice time. You get more of that when you play that way. Here's Dolly. the shot on the play. Kemper vacuumed that one into the logo to make the stop.
Now you see the D here for the Sabres, Darlene and Power out here on this power play. They're working the puck across each other. And LA really kind of being aggressive coming out at them. So as soon as they draw those two penalty killers out, a pop bang goes down low to your forwards.
Shows you how good Buffalo's special teams has been tonight. Kings 0 for 3, 2 shots, and a shorthanded goal given up. The Sabres have 6 shorthanded shots, again, with a goal. The Sabres 0 for 2 with 8 shots on the power play tonight and looking to add more. And that's going to be the worst case scenario for the Sabres right now because you've got exactly 1 minute remaining in the period, 1:09 left, and you had a chance to tire the Kings out going into the intermission. So that deflection getting up into the netting really hurt them because now you got all the momentum coming off that tuck goal just a couple of minutes to go.
Sabres have done great on draws on the power play. They continue that.
Sabres may be looking for a rush, but there's no harm in looking to run a little clock. Great move. And now they're going to work the circle.
One thing that we are seeing definitely, and we saw it at the end of the first period with Benson's chance, are rebounds on the shots that Kemper has seen.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to have guys to the net. You see two guys right there. You got Tuck and Benson both established themselves. They know there's a little bit of time.
36 seconds remaining on the power play, 26.6 remaining in the second period. Again, it's 1-0 Buffalo on a shorthanded goal from Alex Tuck unassisted.
You know the shot's coming, so you get two guys going there.
Cousins at the face-off dot. Sabres win possession. Here's Darlene. Tight quarters on the wall that time. Dylan Cousins helps out. Bottom of the circle. Here's a chance for Thompson. Rebound comes back. And swatted away by LA.
And it looks like we're going to go to the dressing room with the Sabres having 2 seconds of power play time. And we've now reached the second intermission. So the Sabres will take a 1-0 lead into the final period. Shots in that period, Sabres 14-6. They lead 28-10 after 2.
You got to keep going. Keep the pressure on them because you should be able to get more.
89 right there said at the end of last season, I expect more out of myself. He gave more indeed and has the Sabres on top by a score of 1-0 courtesy of a short-handed marker, 4th of his career. The Northtown Automotive Intermission Report with all the smiles and details when we come back.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for dose. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position, but the front row will be a huge.
And much like the first intermission, we're going to step out. We'll step out for between 10 and 15 minutes, and we will be back with the final period. I'm actually going to flip over and put on the baseball game for a few minutes, and I will see you guys here probably sometime just after the top of the hour. And welcome back. And if you hear audio in the background, my hometown Cleveland Guardians have just gone up 5-3 in the top of the ninth against Detroit, looking to force a game five on Saturday here in Cleveland.
David Fry has 3 RBIs. He's at first, Quan at second. The pitch. Ramirez takes in tight, 1-1 the count. And what a play on a safety squeeze. If you're not familiar, and Cleveland again has done it all season long. Here's the set in the pitch to Ramirez.
As that was an Amber Alert.
The ball outside, 2-1. The runner at third tries to get that good secondary lead.
Alex Tuck
Not breaking.
hit a top speed of 21 miles an hour on that goal. He was at about 17 when he scored.
The pitch. A swing and a drive. Deep right field. Down the line. Foul. He almost hit a 3-run home run. You've got to see the ball on a downward angle, knowing it's not going to be caught. That enables you to break from third. And a good read by Rocchio, a good secondary lead, and a great bunt by David Fry. 5-3 Cleveland, 2 on, 1 out. The pitch to Ramirez. And he waves at it, a big strikeout for Best. But oh my, what a monster insurance run for Cleveland as Josh Naylor comes to the plate.
Right, how about the last 2 at-bats for Fry? A pinch hit home run and a squeeze bunt. Amazing.
Two down, still 2 men out there. 5-3 Cleveland in the ninth. The set and the pitch to Naylor. A swing and a sky ball to left, not deep at all. Green is camped under it. And now Emmanuel Clase will try to get the save with a 2-run lead. Cleveland is 3 outs away from a date with the Tigers at the corner of Carnegie and Ontario. 5.
The Bob Feller Active Hour Foundation, where baseball and the U.S. Navy intersect. To learn more about the...
If they lose this game, I will probably cut this stream immediately as they go to the ninth. But we are now underway in the third period at KeyBank Center in Buffalo. The Sabres with a very slim 1-0 lead on the shorthanded goal from Alex Tuck late in the period. And the Kings score right off the hop.
Kopitar gets the goal to get the Kings on the board.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. Going back. This is Dahlin gets stripped right here as he's going back to the block. And this play is able to be made from here and from below the goal line too.
And that's going to come from Lafreniere and Edmondson.
Kopitar coming in, and that play comes from below line. It was just a little bit of a maybe little lackadaisical, maybe going back. Dahlin took a look. Maybe he had somebody coming over his shoulder, and then he slowed down instead of getting there maybe as fast as they could, and then he got stripped.
You need your best players to be your best players. The Sabres got a goal from Alex Tuck short-handed. The Kings get a goal from Hanse Kopitar, who has the puck deep in the Buffalo zone again. LA had been having little moments of success in getting the puck in tight Sabres net. Kopitar did not make any mistakes on that one.
And that's Hanse's first of the year, naturally, with the
He had a minute into this third period of play.
with the Kings opener.
Another chance in tight, and this time Byfield testing. Luke makes a good
That goal
save.
actually at 13 seconds, not 18 seconds.
LA starting to tilt the ice here, starting this period. Edmondson.
And this has been a problem for the Sabres in recent years. They give up a game-tying goal in an inopportune position, and the bottom just seems to fall out afterwards. They're playing a little too much chase right now, trying to make rushes with odd man rushes where they're at the disadvantage. And this is where the Kings can smell blood in the water a little bit. Sabres changing up the lines, moving Benson up to the top line for the third period. And the Guardians already let on the leadoff runner with a double. And we've got fisticuffs, people grabbing dance partners. This is Peyton and Krebs. This is just a sliding match right now. That one's going to come at 2:22.
Take care of each other, and you got to stand up for each other here. There was a little bit of a questionable hit right here. There's the hit right there in front of the box. Back turned by Lafferty, and he's hit from behind by Burrows into the wall a little bit, and Peyton Krebs putting the brakes on, coming back at Burrows, and the two guys drop the gloves, and Krebs tried to spin him around there a little bit, trying to get him off balance, and both guys do a nice job keeping their balance, because they each go down once or twice and throw the odd punch, and then it's over with.
Draw's going to come down into the LA zone. As Sabres look to get the momentum back that LA has, with only 15 shots in this game, seemingly kind of leveled out here. You can look at the numbers of shots and everything else, but at the end of the day, it's a 1-1 game. Tage Thompson and Kopitar have spent a lot of time in the face-off down against one another to do it again. Benson, Tucker, Power, and Byron on to Tage for this shift. Here's Alex Tucker. Trying to walk that road through. Kings with the block. Abercrombie the gun in the lane. Edmondson slaps it to the line. Ferrier, Kopitar, and Kempe with a chance. Kopitar behind the net, trying to feed it back towards Kempe. Expect the Kings to lean hard on this group.
As it's now 5-4 Guardians, but now there's 2 outs and the bases are empty.
Joel Edmondson, 31-year-old for the Kings, standing at the near dot. Up ahead now is the zone to the Sabres line, plays it to the wing. Trevor Ward takes it to the corner. Tanner Janot leaves it for Mikey Anderson.
And that's an easy scoop for UPL. Shots in this period already 5-0 for the Kings.
Let me rep beat somebody here on his bench, get a little spark here going. They just come out a little flat here in this third period. They just got to get something, get themselves going. Got to get a couple shifts down low, start working it, taking it to the net. Spend a little too much time in the defensive zone here in this third.
Couldn't agree more. The Sabres have it on the balls of their feet all night. It's the first time the Kings have backed them up a little bit. Not yet 4 minutes into the third period. Here comes Dano. He's across the line again. Middle is taken away. Dano keeps it into the line for Anderson.
Little tip in play. And if the Sabres hurry, they can have numbers. They've got a 2-on-1 potentially. And a great save by Kemper on the 2-on-1. Guardians win Game 5 on Saturday.
to Clifton, and he just hangs on, does a nice try, tries coming across the front. And just before there's a redirection. Newfield stays with that one, and then he battles it away up the middle of the ice, and Cousins able to pick it up. So giving up one and done, then creating one of the others, but you got to tighten that up a little bit.
We got 15:58 left to go here in Buffalo. We got a 1-1 game. Tuck in the first unassisted. At 16:55 on a shorthanded, and Kopitar just 13 seconds into the third period from Lafreniere and Edmondson. Again, 1-1 game. Shots are 28-18 for Buffalo.
Sabres on the draw. Greenway. Edmondson got in the lane there on the shot. And Greenway finished their checks down the corner deep in the Kings' end.
And are we going to get a hand pass here?
We get a whistle to stop play as the puck was coming back up ice. The face-off coming back down here.
Yeah, he closed his hand on the block there, and he tried stepping around.
It is a penalty.
Yep.
And the Sabres are going to go back to the power play for delay a game.
The Sabres for the fifth time in this game is going to have an opportunity to go to the power play.
Well, this is your point at the beginning of the night. The shorthanded goal, that's a nice bonus. You needed it. It's a 1-1 game.
Yep.
But you go back to the 2 games in Prague and the number of opportunities here tonight. Keep saying it. You need it.
No, you're right. And right now, standing at this point, Sabres are over 10 here on the power play. It's time.
Face off one by Buffalo.
That's going to be at 4:15.
Power quick overshot by Dylan Cousins, and give Kemper credit as he met that one and makes a stop.
Yeah, but you got to take that shot just like you did there. You're not wasting too much time. We talked about being predictable. That's Dylan Cousins. He's the bumper guy. He's in the middle. You're going to get that puck. Let it rip. Don't hang on to it. Try to make something happen. Establish the shot here, and maybe you can get the LA Kings broke down a little bit and maybe not put quite so much pressure on you.
Sabres dominating with the special teams shots. That's where their lone goal has come. Chance to really get some momentum going here. We've hit the 15-minute mark of the period. Sabres so far tonight 0 for 4, 10 shots on the power play. And that's the second time that Kemper has just absolutely robbed Thompson on the doorstep, point blank. Thompson, although, is just firing these straight into the body of Kemper.
Lightning quick, able to pick that one off. He's got Dahlin standing right there too. If he mishandles it or hits him, he was all over it.
1:15 left to the man advantage for Buffalo. Face off one by Kulik, back to the line. Byron, nice move. Kulik with a backhand. Stuck will take it off the wall. Trying to play back to the line, but Vogel intercepts. Trying to hit Byfield in the seam. Sabres come back, staying onside. Benson down below the goal line. Anderson beats him.
Sabres need to get out top. Good job by Byram to keep it held in. And now they can actually set and spread out a little bit. As good as the Sabres power play has been tonight with possession, you would like to maybe be able to see them cash in, but it also shows how good Darcy Kemper's been at times tonight. And the Sabres still with 15 seconds left on the power play, 14 minutes exactly left to go. And the Sabres now 0 for 5 on the power play.
It's got to be fair where frustration doesn't set in. Just keep doing your thing, and eventually it's going to happen.
Sabres gain center, and it's fired in. Near corner for Greenway. Plays it behind the net.
2 shots on that power play, so that's now 12 for the Sabres on the power play, 0 of 5.
Down the right side of the Sabres zone. Efe's pass through the middle, picked up by Thompson. He's got a chance.
Buffalo's got a chance for a 2-on-1 here.
Low post it out for Tage Thompson.
Thompson has absolutely no puck luck tonight. That's now 2-point blank right into Kemper's chest, and that one hit the post.
Thompson will blast. That one hits the pad of Kemper. Way back out to center. Turcotte after it, but it's chipped back down at Anderson for the Kings so they can quick turn. Chip deep into Buffalo territory. Samuelson plays it to the corner. McLeod flipping that one up. Following up the play is Connor Clifton. Allenstein to the line. He chips it in behind the goal where Kemper is there.
12 and a half to go.
He jumps on that down the right wall.
Sabres trying to jump up a little bit now. They got LA back on their heels a little bit. LA playing a little dump and chase.
Playing in his first NHL game for LA. Leads it down below the goal line. He'll chase after him. The far boards. Try to hit the net.
Sabres hitting a lot of the passing lanes right now.
McLeod again. Allenstein ahead of him, and he'll tip it into the yellow
And
zone, and that's just barely had enough production.
I'm actually surprised that that was icing because that looked to have gone off of a Kings player.
Tage Thompson trying to do what he can here to make a difference in this game, and he's going to do it at both ends. Nice job there on his back check, just getting himself in front of Kopitar and staying with him so they kick off the puck. He's off to the races right there. There's a quick shot. There's no way Kemper thought it was going to be a low shot to the far side.
Shots now 31-18 in favor of the Sabres.
Long-time radio and now radio and television play-by-play voice of the LA Kings. He decided over the summer that it's time to step away after 44 seasons in the National Hockey League. He's up here telling stories to me about Rochester and the Americans and all sorts of things. Producer Joe Penner probably wants to have a word with him because he's got quite the history there as well. So congrats to Nick.
Congratulations to Nick Nixon.
Buffalo here tonight. Kings keep it in the Buffalo zone.
One of the really great radio play-by-play announcers in the NHL.
Warren behind the net. It'll be played back to the point. Just wide. And now Allenstein has it. Sabres trying to find Lafferty in the seam. Kings get it back. Quick bump up. And they're back in the offensive zone. Evercott wasted no time putting this puck back down to the Sabres into the ice. Buffalo need to find their way right there. The puck sticks on Quinn. Trevor Moore takes it back. Puck just lifted up to the line. That's batted forward.
And that will be a hand pass.
Whistle there to stop play. Kings won. Sabres won. 12-2 to go in the third.
And we will take a very quick timeout during this intermission. I'm sorry, during this TV timeout. 12 minutes left to go. We've got a 1-1 game. And the answer to that trivia question from earlier, Craig Anderson.
Craig Anderson, December 13th, 2022, made 40 saves in the show. Never would have guessed that. We gathered that from your first guess about John Blue half an hour ago. Whatever that was.
I agree. I wouldn't have guessed that either because Freddie Anderson was in the. Craig Anderson was in the Goat Head that night.
Started the guarantee 50, and the fans took it from there. So, congratulations to the winner. The Byron in behind the net. Takes Thompson, center ice, crossing the line, Thompson with a shot, and a stick there in the last minute. Brad Clark, and then an extra stick from Clark. They continue to go out in front of the net. That hits Clark or Thompson.
Oh, that one stung.
And he's down in front of the net.
Yeah, he's slowly getting up here.
That one, that's going to leave a mark.
Break the dog, and yeah, let's see where it comes in.
Oh.
Left side of the cheek there. Josh, the thing is, he's not just a little frustrated.
No teeth missing. I mean, he's going to have a nice little black and blue mark there tomorrow morning. No blood.
I shouldn't be chuckling at it, but you've done that yourself probably a couple times.
I never lost a tooth playing the game.
That's right, you
Never lost a tooth.
which is remarkable.
Yeah.
Sabres win the draw. Over center, they'll fire it into Kings territory. Pressure here on Burgos.
It's a good thing it was actually a deflection off the side of his face instead of the front of it.
Gavrikov will back after. McLeod trying to jump that pass on the near wall. Good read in center by Nolly. Now he's got to get back. Is Kempe. Makes the turn, fans on the pass.
As we've now reached the halfway point of the period. Shots 7-4 in this period so far for the Kings. 31-18 overall.
All right, we're done. You need more boxes.
Fast.
I can fix that fast.
Fast fixes with Phelps.
That's why you're the goat.
Mr. Swimming.
You're the dolphin.
Or Michael.
Deliver at the speed you need.
Okay, everybody got their Dos Equis playbooks? Good. There's only one play. Go for dose. That means when we get a chance to go big, we take it. Let's roll some tape. 2 seats in an okay position.
Dos Equis, the official beer of No Ma'am.
The usher is playing lockdown. Watch how they execute. With the Dos Equis vendor as lead block. Sneak, scramble, take it to the house. Flawless. That's how you.
It wasn't hard. With Cologuard, I did it my way. Cologuard.
Cologuard is for people 45 plus at average risk, not high risk. False positive.
Check in on some of the other baseball tonight. 49ers lead 16-0 over Seattle. The New York Liberty lead the Minnesota Lynx 58-50 late in the third in game 1 of the WNBA Finals. Utah has gone up 2-1 on the Islanders after 2 periods in Long Island. The Yankees now lead 2-0 after 5 in Kansas City, looking to punch their ticket to host the American League Championship Series that would start on Tuesday, I believe.
Kings and Sabres this past weekend. Greg Manzi, a member of the Buffalo Junior Sabres 16U team, suffered a spine injury in a game after a series of emergency surgeries. He is recovering at the University Hospital in Syracuse. Greg and his family are going to be faced here with a long road on the way to a hopeful recovery. Friends and family have set up a GoFundMe page to help ensure that Greg receives the best care possible from the hockey community. If you can, please consider donating to help Greg and his family through this very difficult time.
Yeah, if you can, it would be great. I remember hockey world's a beautiful world, and it's good people. So somebody needs a little help. We're all there reaching out to help them.
9.5 remaining now.
Anderson will dump it into the far corner. Comes all the way up to the far point, and Los Angeles forced back to their side of center.
Team seeming to play a little conservative now.
Out of necessity, perhaps, and also effectiveness, playing a dual road style here in the third. They have the tying goal. Now they're just chipping in behind the defense and trying to force the Sabres to go all the way. Nothing turned over in the neutral zone. As it's Janot this time, and he's on his own as LA changes. Now the reinforcements are out there. The Sabres get the puck back. Just under 9 minutes to go in the third period. Here's Quinn on his own as he gets to center.
And the Sabres will dump and chase.
Yeah, you don't want to sit back here. You want to be aggressive.
Get their change in. The advantage with the Sabres is being the home team. They will get last change. Fans trying to get into it a little bit as we're now to 8.5 remaining in the third period. Not a whole lot happening here in the last few minutes.
Sabres come back to center. Deep into the zone by Byron. Byron gets after him against Edmondson. There as well.
And Byram, as talented as he is, should not be chasing down below the goal line.
Takes Thompson. Trying to feed Benson. Thompson has it. Far corner. Walks out. Fires. Benson was in the blue paint, but the puck went beyond him. So the right spot, number 9, is a play stays in the corner for Power. Deep in the LA zone.
Shots 32 to 18 in favor of the Sabres, according to the TV broadcast.
Benson in behind the net. Benson spins out into the net. Now it's Alex Tuck in the corner. Back to the point for Yoki Hardy. Far side shot. Emperor kind of waiting with that one a little bit. It comes back out towards center ice. Yoki Hardy, quick turn. Benson ahead of the play. Takes the pass. Turn it back up the wall, but the Kings are able to clear it up to center ice. So the bouncing puck to Sabres line. Swatted at by Darlene. Benson will go to the bench. Sabres making a change here. Zach Group did some good work in the offensive zone, but we're still tied up on with 7 minutes to go. Here's Ketman with a blast, trying to go high. Gavrikov far point shot, deflects. Off the wall for Kopitar. He'll play it back to Gavrikov. Gets it back again.
As we're under 7 now. And that's going to be waved off. Big hit by Greenway behind the play. And we're at 6:36 remaining.
In Casino Corner, presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. You can win great prizes, jerseys, and signed merchandise. Visit Sabres.com/Seneca to play.
Sabres leading in the hits department 26-14.
That's what you want. You want to make life, as Alex Tuck said, tough on your opponents. It's a 1-1 game. Give the Kings credit as well. In their first game of the season, Coach Hiller's got the most out of his team here so far. Playing without Drew Doughty for quite a number of weeks here this season.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a while for that. So they got to learn how to do it themselves here and rely on what they have back there. And guys are going to get a lot more minutes than they normally would in a lot of different situations. So they got to learn it on the go. Sabres side you got to just keep going with what you're doing. You just got to keep getting it deep and just maybe pay that just a little bit bigger price here at times when you get the puck. And don't turn away from getting the puck to the net here.
The Sabres goal was a short-handed goal.
Now the Kings seem to be content about throwing pucks at the net and trying to see if they can either get deflections or rebounds. Not a whole lot of straight-on shots. That might have actually gone in. They may look at this. I believe that went in. The fans certainly think that that was a goal. I honestly feel that the next stoppage in play, Buffalo right now should just freeze the puck, throw it into the seats, do whatever they can. They may go back and look at that, and that might be a goal. So this is good by the Sabres.
Well, the post has been hit a few times tonight, and that has been part of the barrage. You're right. We're going to take a look at it right here. There's the quick shot. Just looks like it just touches Kemper's glove.
That's definitely post, but did it get the inside? Oh, post and out.
Found that spot, the biggest part of the post, so out it comes.
Wow.
Sabres won the draw. Able to chip it up to center ice. Anderson for Deneau, just ahead of the Sabres line. He'll chip it in.
And the worst thing about that is that shots that hit the post are not considered shots on net.
Anderson puts it on the stick of Taste Thompson. Thompson on the back check. He fights away for that one. Behind the net, he's knocked down.
Thompson, great play to keep that alive.
Darlene sent that to the net, and it looked like Kemper was not going to get there, but he did. 5 minutes to go, we still don't want. Yeah, he had Greenway all over him, and as soon as Greenway was getting up, Kemper's looking at the referee, wondering why there was no call there. But
As we're under 5 minutes now, we're at 4:46.
obviously, in this game, the pretty goal's not going to be there. It's going to be another one. Sabres have some guys trapped on the ice a little bit here. Tage Thompson took a big hit from Tanner Jeannot. He is struggling to get off the ice. Right now, the play stays in the Buffalo zone. Now the takeaway, and it's slipped up to center. There goes Tage to the bench. Yeah, they got to hurry, though. Yeah, they do. Coming back. Kings are already back in the zone. Byfield off the near wall. Shot goes wide. Fiala can't keep it in. Now a chance on the counter here for Buffalo. See if they can get numbers on the rush. Zucker.
Great play by Zucker.
Deflected with a shot, and that one goes wide. It will come up to far point. Lifted again right side. Sabres in the zone. Tip just wide. Far post. McLeod and Zucker.
McLeod looking for a bank there.
Lifted. Looking for Zucker.
And they're going to get Sabres for a high stick.
3:40 left here, and LA going to go to the power play. Brent Clark has put his name on this game in a couple of different ways.
That's going to be Zucker. What's funny is that if they looked at that, it may not have been a high stick or an elbow. That angle kind of made it look like he was trying to draw a call.
My apartment was robbed last night. Took my cable-ready TV, VCR, portable cassette player.
Yep, all the latest tech.
It's only Progressive and renters insurance, like their home insurance.
Then we can bundle our cars and get the same 24/7 protection. I think we just invented that. This is the best day ever.
Well, I still got robbed.
It's still a pretty good day. Oyster is the first ball that I ever bowled and took a wicket, and I got a better out. My next milestone was to become a champion. Cricket is the second biggest sport in the world. Winning at the biggest stage is the moment I knew I have arrived. My third milestone, actually, is better if I show you. It's a blend of style and luxury. Driving my dream car has always been a lifelong goal for me.
I haven't watched a cricket match in a while. I need to pull one up. Sometimes some T20 cricket is just what the doctor orders.
That's why you're the goat.
Mr. Slimming.
You're the dolphin.
Or Michael. Delivering at the speed you need.
No flex. So. No flex. So. They know.
Darcy Kemper's on. He's been busy, and he's been good for the Kings. Check out McLeod coming around. He thinks he's got the wraparound, and Kemper diving with the paddle on first. And makes
They're going to call Zucker for roughing on that one. It's 16-20.
There's Darcy Kemper. He's been big, as you said, Dan, for this team. But watch the penalty. This is going to be the penalty. Here's Zucker. He leaves the puck. Just kind of drops the shoulder into Clark.
But Clark had actually gone down, so yeah, I completely agree. Not even being.
That's a weak call at this point in the game. 3-4 in a 1-1 game, man.
And Zucker sent off for misconduct too.
Face off to the right of Lucan, and it certainly did look like Zucker just stood up.
Yeah, but the best part of the Sabres game here tonight has been their penalty killing, so it needs to continue. And now they're telling Clark he's got to go off the ice because he was the one that was hit. And he's bleeding from the nose and is being replaced by Spence. So 2 for roughing, 10-minute misconduct. Zucker in the box. And the Sabres have got a big kill.
Kings win the draw. Big moment in the game. Lukanen.
So not only do the Sabres have to kill this, but they also have to do it without a third line forward for the remainder of the contest. So Zucker, there's not enough time in this game to where Zucker would be able to return during the overtime period, as there's only 3:27 remaining, 148 left on the power play.
Alex Tucker and Anze Kopitar, the goal scorers. Kopitar's goal at even strength, 13 seconds into the third period. LA back in the road in.
There's going to be about a minute 45 somewhere in there when this game gets back to even strength, if the Sabres can kill this.
Ferrier is cleared down the ice by the Sabres. Fiala will play it back, and Anze Kopitar will bring it up towards center. Kempe after he got the corner. Sabres on it with first, and a nice chip off the wall that time.
And about a minute 4 left on the power play, 2:40 remaining.
Watched by McLeod, who will now go to the Sabres bench. 54 seconds left. The penalty kill here for Buffalo. Byfield shoots it in. Lukanen got a piece of it. Trevor Moore slaps it right back around to the far side from Los Angeles. Back down in behind the net. And that took a deflection off the stick.
So we've got 2:16 remaining in the third and 37 seconds remaining on the power play in a 1-1 game.
2:16 left in this third period. Just keep doing what you're doing. Is win these draws or get the puck to the
Shots
wall,
are
break that
33-19 for the Sabres.
pressure on them down the ice. Just don't let them come up as a 5-man.
Shots are only 8-6 in this period in favor of the Kings.
Kings at the line will throw it down the corner. Marshall blocked there, hit from behind, coming up, and a penalty against Buffalo.
I think it's going to be a slash. Samuelson came across his stick, broke his stick. That's Turcotte that is carrying 2 pieces to the bench right now.
And that's going to be Turcotte.
In the first penalty, served by Peyton Krebs.
So both teams getting a 5-on-3 here opportunity in this game. It's interesting to see if one side or the other may call a timeout here. Just no timeout being called.
As they're playing MJF's theme, so I'm a fan.
Marty Wolford at the end of the bench there trying to get his. If he needs more he's got enough guys to kill, enough fresh guys. That's not the problem. So if anything, it probably would have been LA just making sure they had something they could get set up here for this 5-on-3. Obviously, Coach Orr is comfortable with the experience he has.
So the Sabres, the only way that they're really going to be able to win this one at this point is going to be sending this to overtime and getting this kill.
All on the edge of the circle. Back to the line for Spence. Kopitar. Here's Dot. Back to Kopitar. Who works the top of his power play in this moment for the Kings. Trying to go cross ice. Good stick breaking up the pass. Greenway almost able to get it outside the zone. LA working back down low again. Here's Kopitar. Near circle. Side to side they go with the swap. Pump back to Kopitar off the iron.
And there's a goal.
Kopitar's second of the game, and it's a power play marker. Now,
Was the first penalty
what's the
over?
first? Yes, because Krebs was on his way out.
He came out just as the goal was scored, and the issue is going to be is Samuelson's penalty.
And that's going to come at 18:22.
This is a great shot by Kopitar, and he steps right into this one right at the top of the circle, and it's perfectly right underneath the bar. You hear the bar in. Samuelson is exiting the penalty box here.
Kopitar now within 10 of Dave Taylor for third in the Kings goal scoring list.
Sabres got a minute 38 left here to try to tie this game up. And I would imagine you win this draw, get a hold of the puck. We'll see Luukkonen going.
They're going to call that unassisted for Kopitar.
Kings came out to start this period, and they were on the front foot. And the Sabres,
They had a hard time in this third period to get themselves rolling.
Sabres get it in deep. Kemper plays it right to Tuck, who fires it wide. Oh, boy.
Luukkonen gone.
Luukkonen is gone. No, not all the way because the puck's coming back down there. Might have to make a save. He does, backing up between the circles. Thompson swats at it. Follow through to that. Hit the Kings player. Arms stay down. That's the good news for Buffalo. It's a drop for Thompson glove by Kemper, and that's not bad for Buffalo either. Then he holds on to it with 1:10 to go.
Yeah, this is where Vinny maybe seeing if he's going to call his timeout. I thought he's looking at the referee right now. He's going to try to call his timeout, yes. He's trying to get the attention of the referees, but they're not paying any attention. He's doing his best whistle. Now they have noticed that he would like to make his timeout. It's going to give Seth Appert the opportunity to crawl over and put on the board what he'd like to see from his group. We got a minute 10 left here. Got Thompson and Power and Darlene and Quinn, Cousins, Tuck.
DJ Smith working the boards for the Kings over there, former Ottawa coach. If you're just joining us, you've been out and about. Sabres have played well tonight. The Kings, they hung around despite not getting a lot of shots. King outshot 34-21. The third period has been their period as far as shots. And their best player, that man, Anze Kopitar.
The ageless wonder, Anze Kopitar.
Yeah, they created a lot of chances, 34 shots, but still it comes back down to, as Lindy was saying, we got to bury our chances when we get them. And they created them just once again.
Sabres with the net empty, 6-on-5.
Sabres win the draw. Darlene, near side, Power to the goal line.
But they've got the horses to be able to tie this up. 1 minute remaining.
Sabres scored a goal at the end of the first period, just after the buzzer. Now an empty net backhand is going to go wide. There will be no icing on this play as Byfield's going to play it back. Kopitar, has he got another one? Yes.
And that's a hat trick for Kopitar.
In Buffalo, seemingly to ice this one for LA.
Yeah, as soon as LA gained control of the puck, Byfield just blew the zone. He was out in the neutral zone here, so he would be the first man to touch the puck. So there's no icing, and he did. He made a nice play, nodded, and he just fed Kopitar, who was coming down the middle of the ice here, and he dumps it into the hat trick, as you say. So look, as soon as that puck was received by LA, there's Byfield. He's going. He's ahead of everybody by far. And you see the back pass to Kopitar. Steps around Thompson. He just dumps it into the empty net.
Kopitar came into this game needing 2 game-winning goals to tie Luc Robitaille for the most in Kings history, so he'll do that tonight to get within 1. I mean, this guy's career has just been outstanding. I know Sabres fans don't want to hear now, but
It's a fantastic way to open your season as the captain for Anze Kopitar is with a hat trick on the road.
Something to recognize.
2-time Stanley Cup champion.
Face off at center ice, 41 seconds to go. There goes Luukkonen to the Sabres bench again. Byram keeps it in. Kings lift it out. And Byram, last man back here, has to protect the puck. 22 seconds to go. Right side for McLeod. He'll gain the zone. McLeod got to get the puck to the net here. Doesn't matter how. Start fired into the net. There's a shot. Kemper waved at that one.
Final 7 seconds.
McLeod with 2 seconds. Kings are going to win this one. 3-1 the final score.
And
Yeah, this is going to be a tough one to swallow here because the Sabres did play well. They kept...
the Kings will take this one tonight, 3-1. Final stats for tonight. Shots on goal will end 34-22 for the Sabres. LA leads 11-7 in that third period. Sabres 58% on the draw. Kings 1 of 5 on the power play. Buffalo 0 of 5. Buffalo's lone goal comes shorthanded. Buffalo with 35 penalty minutes. 10 of that was from the Jason Zucker misconduct late in the third, and 15 for the Kings. Hits Buffalo 28, LA 16. LA with 17 block shots to Buffalo's 13. Buffalo with 14 giveaways to LA's 12, and Buffalo with 8 takeaways to LA's 2. LA leads the season series over the Sabres 1-0. They will play again for the final time this season on November the 20th in Los Angeles. And let me see if I can pull up a few extra numbers here. That's not exactly what I'm looking for. Trying to see if I can get a score sheet. There we go. Kempe with an assist and a +2 tonight in 18 minutes of ice time. Kopitar, the 3 goals, will finish +2 in 19 minutes. Had 24 shifts, a power play goal, and 4 shots. Kevin Fiala with an assist tonight. Quentin Byfield with an assist and will finish at even strength tonight in 24 shifts. Joel Edmondson an assist and finishes +2. And the win will go to Darcy Kemper, who stops 33 of 34. Save percentage of .971 and 59.36 of ice time. For the Sabres, the only scorer, Alex Tuck, will finish a -1 as the goal came shorthanded with 4 shots. Tage Thompson, for as many good looks as he had, will finish off the score sheet and a -2. Rasmus Dahlin will also finish a -2, and the loss will go to Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, who stopped 19 of 21 shots, gave up an even strength goal, gave up a power play goal, a save percentage of .905 and 58.17. So I want to thank everyone for joining me tonight. Our next contest will come this coming Tuesday, as it will be the home opener for the St. Louis Blues against the Minnesota Wild. Coverage will start somewhere around 7:30 p.m. Eastern Opening festivities will be somewhere around 7:45, I would imagine, or just before 8 p.m. Eastern, before face-off. So I want to thank everybody, for coming on, whether you peeked in for a couple of minutes or stayed the entire time. And I will see you guys on the Wise Guys Sports Show on Saturday night with Mike Martinez, provided he doesn't lose power with the hurricane and everything. And everybody take care.